baby, come here. I'ma show you how to love, no fear. Don't be shy.
Insecurity keeps a lot of people from doing things that they wouldn't even have a second thought to do if they didn't have that insecurity. Like, you probably would go talk to that person if you were feeling insecure. You probably would apply for that job if you didn't feel like if you weren't inadequate. You probably would go after your dreams if you felt like they were attainable to you. And the truth is, all of this is mental. All of these, what if this goes wrong? What if I'm not good enough? What if this doesn't work out? What if I don't have the qualifications, or if this person doesn't receive me? What if? It's all hypothetical. It's all mental. And honestly, it's like we spend too much time giving real life decisions, like making our real life decisions based off this mental game that we play with ourselves that keeps things at a distance from ourselves versus being attainable right here, right now, which everything really is. You just have to go. You have to make movement towards it. You can't just sit and look at stuff. If you actually want to touch and to feel and to hold these things, you have to actually engage with what it is that you desire. You can't just fantasize about it at a certain point. And I feel like I've as a dreamer, since I was a kid, I would read novels and write novels also. I had pretty high view counts on my books. Whenever I had Wattpad accounts, like 6-figure views, baby. I was a writer. I knew how to come up with a dramatic storyline, okay? But that does not negate the fact that this is real life, and certain things aren't as dramatic as we make them seem. It's very easy for me to craft a narrative in my head as the worst possible outcome that could possibly happen in this life, but oftentimes in real life, outside of what narratives we come up with or what we're capable of coming up with in our imagination, oftentimes in real life, nobody's giving it that much thought. Nobody is actually like feeding into that imaginary space in your head. Like, they have so many other things going on that it's like, why do you even think that has a basis in reality? But I don't know. We just delude ourselves. That's why I say a lot of these things have to do with our own mindsets and beliefs. Like, a lot of our shortcomings have to do with our own mental approach to these things, because no one is telling you to think that. Like, nobody's telling you have to think about it like that. And I feel like that's the boundary that I've broken down in my own mind. Is like, if I'm thinking about something negatively, like, I know nobody's forcing me to think like that. Nobody's forcing me to think negatively. So I can actively, since I know that I'm not being forced down that path, then I can actively choose what's better. And I can actively choose what's actually going to help me. Now, I know it can be difficult, of course, to get out of these thought loops and conditioning patterns that we have mentally, and cognitive patterns that are just kind of engraved over time. But at, at a certain point, you have to realize that it's conditioning. It's not a set, fixed happenstance. Like, it can change. It's changeable. It's mutable. Your mental realm is mutable. It's not fixed. You don't have to think a certain way for the rest of your life. But otherwise, if you were 8 and you were stuck with the thoughts of an 8-year-old forever, I mean, who would want to live like that? Nobody. So accept the fact that you're growing. You're having new thoughts every day, new mental happenings every day. God given. Thank God, God gives us cognitive development, right? Abilities. But yeah, I feel like we have the ability to change and to naturally grow out of certain mindsets and to change our mind when certain new stimulus or new information comes in. We need to be more of a safe space for that than a safe space for all the negative gunk and mess that we've been regurgitating to ourselves for years. And just let it go. Like, you could wake up right now and be like, I'm just done. I'm done thinking like that. I'm done. I'm going to allow my brain to have a freaking rest, a break. And today it's just going to be a clear mind. Today it's just clear. And whatever the day brings is what the day brings. And if it's not a positive thought, I'm going to focus on how I can turn these situations positive just for one day. Just give your brain a break for a day. As a constant overthinker, I feel like this has been a practice that has really helped me is not giving all the power to the mind. I allow my heart to have some room to make decisions. I allow my animal nature to make some decisions. Animal nature being like, just if I'm hungry and I want this, da da da, you let your physical senses inform you as to what to do as well, or where to go, or what you feel like doing. Like if you want to feel water on your skin, you don't just want to take a shower, you may go to the pool. Like it's really that simple. Like I don't know where I'm going with some of this. I'm probably just gonna cut it out. But as an overthinker, I think it's good to give your brain a break. Give it a break. That's why I like to meditate. Give it a break. Like, you don't have to think in order for life to continue on. Honestly, the more you practice this, you're going to realize, dang, I don't have to think at all about half of this stuff. Like, at all. Like, your body naturally knows how to walk at this point. So you don't have to think about putting your foot in front of the other foot, at a certain point. And life is kind of like that. You know how to drive already, so you're not thinking, oh, I have to keep my hand at 10 and 2 and make sure that I turn on my turn signal. Like, it's just automatic. A lot of our life is actually very automatic at this point. And when you go manual on everything, it's like, cool, I guess, but not necessary. Not necessary at all. And oftentimes, if you want to do something, if you just naturally feel a pull to do something, just do it. Like, you're sitting here putting things in different gears when it just wants to go. You're going fifth, fourth, first gear. Stopping and stopping. Go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, stop, go, stop. Like, oh my, just go. And if you have to stop, stop. But just go. For now, just go. And if you have to stop, stop. You should trust yourself at this point to know when to, once you reach a certain age, you should know that you have the power in your own self to deal with these situations that arise. After you've gone through certain things, you should be able to trust yourself enough to say, okay, if this happens again, I'm not going to do XYZ that didn't work in the past. I'm not going to make the same decision that I did, 5-10 years ago, or back when that was happening. I'm not going to do the same thing, because you know what those results get you. And doing the same thing, I think, is like something about insanity. If you keep doing the same thing over and over, it's a sign of insanity, which is true. Because it's like, what doing this is going to get you. So why not switch it up? Because that's obviously going to bring you a different result. Or possibly could bring you a different result. But you have to open yourself up to the possibility. Hopefully that helps you. And however I edit this, it makes sense. Some of this stuff sometimes just flies out my mouth. So, yeah. I hope this helps. I love you. Bye.